given that the Venn diagram video was about twice as long as I wanted it to be, I'm going to make this one real quick. We're just going to do one example. You guys have already done tree diagrams. I just wanted to sort of do one example in a video so you guys got a chance to see that. So here's the example. So a bag contains 5 red marbles and 4 yellow marbles. 2 marbles are selected from the bag without replacement. A lot of the tree example problems you guys did had different events happening for the two things. In this case, it's the same thing. You've got a bag, you're pulling one marble out, then you're pulling another one out. Note here, the problem does say that this is done without replacement. Now, what does that mean? It basically means when you take one of them out, you don't put it back in, which sort of changes the probability of things. Right? So let's sort of take a look at what this tree diagram would look at. In the first branch of the tree, you've sort of got, the probability of picking a red or a yellow, right? The red we figure is going to be 5/9. The yellow is going to be 4/9. Right? Once you're on the red path, right, your next one is sort of going to be, that you pick another red one, right? Well, another red one at that point would be 4 out of 8, because there are only 8 marbles left in the bag and only 4 of them are red, right? On the other hand, you could pick a yellow there, right? That yellow would be, well, actually, again, 4 out of 8. Right? For the bottom branch of this thing, the probability of selecting a red for this one, in fact, you guys should pause the video and make sure that you can do this on your own. So the probability of picking a red after picking that yellow, there are 5 red in the bag out of 8 that are left. And for yellow, there are only 3 left because we picked one of them already out of 8. Okay? So the next thing to do on tree diagrams, and I just want to make sure everybody's clear on this, is you should actually multiply out what happens along each of these paths. Right? So in this top path, if you multiply the 5/9 and the 4/8, you're going to end up with 20 over 72. By the way, I usually don't reduce these numbers over here because it makes it easier for us to add things up later and work through those, so I'm not going to simplify them. This one down below, I end up with, wow, another 20 out of 72, okay. And then down on the very bottom path, we end up with 12 out of 72. Similar to Venn diagrams, once you have the thing drawn, generally speaking, these are very easy to compute. So question A asks, what's the probability of selecting a red marble and a yellow marble? So if you look at this whole diagram, where do you see a red marble and a yellow marble being selected? So for part A, a red marble and a yellow marble, well, red and yellow happened here, and red and yellow also happened here. It happened in the other order, but it doesn't matter. The problem doesn't say selecting a red marble and then a yellow marble. It just says a red one and a yellow. So if we add together this and this, we'll end up with our answer of 40 out of 72. Now that you have the answer, we can simplify it, or we can just say, yay, congratulations, we got it. Question B, what is the probability of selecting no yellow marbles? So where does that happen? Right? No yellow marbles, the only place where that happens is when both of them are red, and that's right up at the top. That's 20 out of 72. Again, we could simplify that, but I'm trying to keep this short. Part C, what is the probability of selecting 2 red marbles if the first marble drawn was red? Okay, so now this is one of those given problems, right? It says if the first marble was red. So if the first marble was red, where am I restricting my sample space to? Right? I'm restricting my sample space to this section right here. I'm saying this is the section that we're looking at, right? That's where, the first marble drawn was red. So out of, on the bottom, I'm going to have 40 out of 72. Okay. Now it says, what's the probability of selecting 2 red marbles? Well, within this sample space, the 2 red marbles is here. That's 20 out of 72. So we can reduce that to 20 out of 40, which is 1 out of 2. Okay, and that's the end of this one. Tree diagrams are fantastic in the cases where Venn diagrams don't work. And it sort of seems like problems for probability are either Venn diagram problems or tree diagram problems, and hopefully you guys will just sort of see through experience when to use those. So that's all I have to say in this one. I'll see you in class.